Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Today, we're going to start with the last unit of this course. It's crazy to believe that we are almost ending this. So, this is unit 13. We're going to be talking about experiences. So, you are going to be telling me about the things that you have done or things that you've never done in the past and the things that you've always wanted to do. All right, so we're going to be starting this activity with sort of like a speaking, right? So here we have some questions, and I want you to remember when was the last time you did these things. So, when was the last time you used a mobile phone? Probably right now, probably like 5 minutes ago, right? Because we're constantly using our phones today. Now, when was the last time you went to a gym? Or the last time you worked after 11 at night? So very late. So that for me would be today or yesterday for you, right? Because I work until way past 11 at night. Now, when was the last time you read a book you didn't like, or you saw a horror film, or you smoked a cigarette, played a new game or sport, or ate a hamburger? So, probably for these expressions, you will use some past simple, right? So, I used a mobile 5 minutes ago, or I went to the gym 3 months ago. I worked after 11 last night. Yes? But now we're going to be talking about things that you've never done or other people have never done. So let's pay attention. Here we have a web post. It says, read the web posting. Are any of them true for you? So we're going to be reading this and you're going to see if you relate to some of these people's statements or not, right? So happy to say I have never. Do you ever feel you're a little bit different from the crowd? What things are you happy you've never done? To post your comment, click here. So let's read some of these people's statements, right? And let's try to find out if something is true to you. All right. So first we have Francis. It says, I've never had a mobile phone. Why do people these days make phone calls while driving their cars or shopping in the supermarket? When I leave my house, I'm happy to get away from my phone for a few hours. So, Francis has never had a mobile phone. Crazy to think, right? This probably was written a few years ago because nowadays everyone has a mobile. Just saying. I've never read a Harry Potter book or seen any of these films. This is Jill. And I can see that I relate to this. I've never read a Harry Potter book in my life or seen any other films. I'm sorry to Harry Potter lovers, but I'm not one of you. Simon says, I've never played golf. Why pay money to hit a ball around a large area of land that was one beautiful countryside? Well, I've never played golf either. Have you ever played golf? Ooh, I've never liked the Beatles. I don't understand people who do. Disagree. I've never worked for a company with good management. I've never believed managers when they say people are the most important thing in our company. Oh, sad, right? I've never smoked or eaten a McDonald's hamburger. Healthy, Marina. Congrats to you. I've never wanted to stop smoking. I've never been to a gym. I've never understood people who climb mountains or do extreme sports. And Pamela says, I've never said never. Funny, right? Try to think about the things that you have never done. Now, let's continue talking a bit about grammar, all right? So, let's look at the example that we have here. It says, Francis says, I've never had a mobile phone. So, if you read the sentence, do you think that she is talking about the past, the present, or about her whole life up to now. Up to now in Spanish would be hasta ahora, right? So from past to the present. 1, 2, or 3? Well, the correct answer in this case is number 3, right? And if you pay attention to the structure, we're going to be talking about present perfect. Yes? We use the present perfect in this case to talk about things that you've never done or things that you actually have done in the past. Present perfect is used to describe something that happened in the past and it continues until the present. So if I say, I've never had a mobile phone, that means that in the past, I never did, and now I don't do it either, right? So, nunca he tenido un teléfono, ni en el pasado ni ahora, right? Nunca he visto una película de Harry Potter, ni en el pasado ni ahora, right? Maybe in the future, maybe, right? But we don't know that yet. Now, here we have some sentences, and the important part of this, right, in terms of structure, is that for present perfect, we're going to use have or has as an auxiliary. Yes, this is not a verb, this is an auxiliary, and we're going to use the verb in past participle. Yes, not only past, but past participle. So that would be the third row, right? Cuando vemos la lista cierto de verbos, la tercera fila, that is the past participle list. Yes? So, of course, as you already know, have or has would depend on the subject that we are using, right? So for I, you, we, and they, we're going to use have, right? And for he, she, and it, we're going to use has. All right? So first, very simple, we have the short forms, the or right, which means has. And I want you to complete these sentences with the correct one, the correct auxiliary. So pause the video now and do the exercise. Are you ready? So let's see. Number 1 would be I've, right? I've never played golf. You've never been to my flat. He's, this does not mean is, ¿cierto? Presta atención que cuando lo usamos con el verbo en participio no significa is, significa has, right? So we're going to say he's never eaten a hamburger. We've never had a garden, and they've never worked in an office before, right? Now, if you think, right, if you pay attention, these sentences are written in affirmative mode, right? We're not using negatives. We're using affirmatives. So I say, I have never played golf. But in fact, this has a negative meaning because we're talking about things that we haven't done. So we use the word never, right? So this tells us that these are things, of course, that are negatives in some way. ¿Cierto? Estamos hablando de algo que yo no he hecho. Así que en cierto caso es negativo, pero no usamos ningún auxiliar negativo. So if you want to use an auxiliary negative, you are not going to use the word never. So you're going to say, I haven't played golf. So then we have, I haven't been to my flat. You haven't been to my flat. Because that would be weird, right? You haven't been to my flat. So you can decide, both are correct, right? You can use the word never or you can use the negative form of this auxiliary, right? But pay attention and do not use them both at the same time. All right? Now, as I told you before, we're going to use have and has and the verbs in participle, right? So here we have some examples of verbs in participle. Now, of course, as a past simple again, we're going to find verbs which are regular, that means that the conjugation ends in ed, and verbs that are irregular, right? So, what I want you to do now is to pause the video and try to complete the examples or the verbs with the correct past participle form. All right? So you can go back to the reading if you want, right? But try to remember, right? Your memory, or maybe the things that you can guess. All right? So let's see. In this case, we have, this is very simple, right? We have the verb liked, worked, believed, believed, smoked, and wanted. Yes? So that would be number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Of course, as these are regulars, all of these forms are the same as the ones in past simple, right? So this shouldn't be a confusion if you are okay with past verbs. Yes? Now we have irregulars. And this number 7, go, the verb go, can cause some confusion, right? So for the verb go, we usually conjugate it as go, went, and gone, right? So if you pay attention, here we have go and been, which been, that would be, right? We say the verb to be. Then we have was or were and been, yes? So lo voy a explicar en español porque puede ser un poco complicado, ¿ya? Para el verbo go, las conjugaciones casi siempre las vemos como go, went, and gone. So, el participio sería gone, right? Pero en este caso, el número 7, acá la tenemos como been. Ambas pueden ser usadas para la conjugación del verbo go, right? ¿En qué tenemos que prestar atención entonces? Es en el significado de la oración. ¿Qué pasa? Que cuando yo digo she's been to France, and pay attention to the preposition, ¿ya? Estamos usando la preposición to, ¿cierto? Que la usamos con el verbo go. So, sabemos aquí que podría ser she's gone to France, right? O que ella ha ido a Francia, porque estamos usando esta preposición. ¿Qué significa en este caso? That she went and came back at some point in her life. Now, if I say she's gone to France, that would mean that she left and hasn't come back. Yes? So that would be, in this case, the difference. Esa sería la diferencia entonces. Que decimos que cuando decimos she's been to France, ella se fue, ¿cierto? Y volvió. Podemos usarla para cuando visitamos lugares, ¿cierto? I've been to 5 different countries. But if I say she's gone, eso significa que ella se fue, ¿cierto? Y ella no ha vuelto. She hasn't come back yet. Alright? So, I hope this is clear to you. Now, let's continue with the rest of the verbs. So, we have number 8, have and had, of course. Read and read, again. See and seen. Seen, right? That is a participle. Then we have 11, which is eaten. 12, which is understood. I'm going to place it here. Understood. 13, which is done. And the last one, which is said, right? So say, said, and said. Some of them are the same as the past simple, and some of it change, right? So for example, in the case of seen, this is different because in past we say saw, right? Or eaten, which is in past is ate, right? So this is mainly about memory. Remember that at the end of the book you have the list, and the list is on the aula virtual as well, so you can have a look at it. Now, what are the past participle of these verbs? So you can look at the irregular verb list on the page 160, or you can use an online dictionary maybe if you don't remember. All right? So here we have all examples of irregulars, right? So we have write and I'm going to put the key reading, right? Take, took, and taken. Then we have drunk, flown, driven, met, and been. Yes? So remember the uses of these verbs, right? And let's do more exercises. So make sentences with the present perfect. Now, if you pay attention, in all cases, we're using the word never. So the only thing you have to do, right, is to create them using positive statements, right? So, for example, number 1 would be I have never done any extreme sports. Now, do the rest, pause the video, and then we're going to check, all right? Now let's see. Are you ready with your answers? Okay, I'm going to read the correct answers for you. So number 1, we said, I've never done any extreme sports. Number 2, maybe, okay. We're going to use short forms. I've never understood maths. We've never had a TV at home. My brother has never smoked in his life. Then we have number 5. My parents have, in this case, my parents have never been to the USA. I've never been interested in football. My mother's never liked cooking, or my mother either. And Joe's never worked in an office before. Very good. Now the next exercises is a writing practice. So now try to write sentences. I'm sorry. Can I move this? There we are. Yes. So try to write 6 sentences with never about yourself or people you know. 3 sentences must be true and 3 false. Okay, so we're going to do this in class so we can practice. Now let's continue with the listening. So I told you that we were going to talk about the things that you never done, right? But we can also use the present perfect to talk about things that you've always wanted to do, right? So in that case, we're going to use the word always. So of course, these are things you haven't done before, but you've always wanted to. It's like a maybe a hidden wish, if we can call it like that. Now, here we have examples. It says, I've always wanted to swim with dolphins, and I've always wanted to go to Egypt. Now listen to Andre and Anne talking about the things they've always wanted to do and match the speakers to the picture. So which speaker talks about which image, all right? Now, the second activity, and try to do it with the same listening, is why do they want to do these things?
Track 39.
Well, I've always wanted to go to Egypt.
Okay.
To see the pyramids. I've read so many books about them, and I just want to see them in real life. I've never been there. I just want to go inside a pyramid.
Why do you like the pyramids?
I don't know. When I was a child, I thought they were great, and you read stories about them, and you imagine what they're like. I've always wanted to go. Yeah,
Maybe you will one day.
maybe one day, yeah. What about you?
I've always wanted to swim with dolphins.
Dolphins?
Dolphins. Many, many years ago, I went on holiday to Scotland and I went on a boat trip.
Okay.
And we saw some dolphins, and they were swimming next to the boat, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Dolphins in Scotland?
Yes. Unfortunately, I couldn't jump in the water, but because of that, I've always wanted to swim with dolphins. Somewhere warm would be best.
Okay, so who talked about the dolphins? Andre or Anne? Anne, right? And who talked about the pyramids? Of course, Andre. So why do they want to do these things? Let's talk about Andre. What did they say about why he wanted to visit the pyramids? Well, he said that he has read books about it, and when he was a child, he thought they were great. He looked at photos, and he has always imagined how they are, right? So he's very interested in visiting. And Anne, right, went on a boat trip once, and she saw some dolphins. And from that moment, she decided that she wanted to swim with dolphins in a warmer climate. Now, try now to think about some of the things that you've always wanted to do and you haven't done for any other reason. Here we have, I've always wanted to ride an elephant. Don't do that. That's mean. But what about you? Now we can talk about this in our lesson as always. Now, if you have any question, don't forget that you can contact me at my email, right? That is the end for today. And I will see you very soon. Take care, stay at home if you can, right? And study hard. Bye bye.